Hey, welcome in, rock stars, to the live show on Thursday. It is the first day of July, a new month, a new quarter, a whole new start to your business tonight. I hope. We do have a very special guest. I've been pushing it to you guys all week, and thank God the storms held off here in Florida because we just lost power. We got the power back up just in time. I think it's a sign. So without further ado, we're going to talk Amazon, and if we don't have anybody better to talk about it with, we got this guy over here to my left, my right, that direction.
You're to my right.
To your right.
No, I'm to your right.
You're to my right. You're all right. We'll let it go. He's an all right guy. So welcome.
I'm always right. Just think of it that way.
Yeah. So welcome in, guys. If you saw the emails, you know what I'm talking about. We're going to talk about Amazon. We're going to talk about Amazon book selling. Thank you guys for being here a little early too. I know it's not my normal time, but I appreciate you guys dropping in. This guy over here is our Amazon man, the guy I go to even, and our good friend Steve, who couldn't join us tonight, but Steve is the guy that goes to him too, introduced us. And without further ado, do your thing, my man.
Awesome. Let's get into it. I'll be talking a lot, and appreciate you having me on, man. Yeah, let me make sure. Does it sound good? There's no echoes, anything? We good to go on audio?
Yeah, everybody, if you have video, audio, let us know over in the chat. We appreciate it. And that way we know that we don't run an hour of badness.
Right. I've done this presentation probably close to 50 times, and we've had some scary moments where everything just goes out. And I just want to make sure audio's good.
Yeah.
You guys can see stuff. Steve's usually here, but he'll freak out when the audio goes out. So if anything happens, just let me know, call me, text me.
Yeah, drop it in the chat, guys. If there's any issues, please put it in the chat, and we'll get it fixed. So looks like Monica, Peter, Urban all said everything's good. So I think we're off and rolling.
Sweet. Let me make sure I can see the comments. Give some shout outs real quick. We got Teresa Powell. We got Urban Fossicker.
Yep.
Monica, Peter. All right, guys. I usually ask where everyone's from. So if you guys want to introduce yourself, where you're from, I've literally sourced the whole country for books. I've gone all the way to California. I've gone up to Washington State. I've gone across to Washington, D.C. So drop a comment below. I'll let you know if I've been in your city and how the books are.
Yes, sir.
If you want to let me share my screen as well, if you want to.
Oh yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna share his screen here, and guys, we're gonna talk about and I want to put it in the chat as we get started too. After you guys let us know where you're from, 2 North Carolinas. What is your experience? How many people here have a little bit of experience, a lot of experience? Have you not started on Amazon? Have you started? That way we can kind of get a feel for where everyone is at as well. I know Aurora Myra out in Albuquerque. She's way out there.
I've been there.
Yep. So thank you for joining us, Myra. I have not been to Albuquerque. Maybe one day soon. So
Florida. Both of us live in Florida. We got Texas in the house. We got let's see, international Australia. I think Australia is an untapped market. Shout out to can't think of her name right now. Back from the burnout. I think her name is. She's in Australia. She's an eBay seller and a Amazon bookseller.
Yeah, Amazon has been opening up the last two years to Australia a lot. So I got a guy that does thousands of media, books, video games, all kinds of stuff. So Carissa is scared to try Amazon. So I'm glad that a lot of you are new. You have questions. You haven't started it, haven't tried it. I get a lot of people asking me like where to begin. So we're going to kind of cover all that. I've got
and this is way less intimidating in my opinion from eBay. Like if you guys already do eBay or if you've sold anything on eBay, Amazon is so much easier. They've made it so much easier.
The process, the smoothness is once you get like the hang of it, it is just clockwork. It is so easy.
Definitely.
Yeah. So there's his screen. Oh, look, speak of the devil. Look who popped up.
Raking Profit in the house.
Raking Profit. So we've got the screen shares up. Steve, I'm going to remove your face from the middle of my screen.
Yeah,
so,
get him out of here.
Yeah, get that guy. Who's that guy? So let's go ahead and put it on full screen. And then if you guys have any questions during this at all, please put it in the comments. And either myself or Avery will see it, and we will get to you right away. So
awesome. Let's get into it, guys. So throughout this presentation, I'm going to ask you guys to engage. If you guys do have questions, go ahead and ask them. We will be doing a Q&A at the very end. But throughout this presentation, I actually do have some of my team members down in the chat. And most importantly, if you ask a question now, then later on in the presentation, when we do the Q&A, I can actually address it and we'll try and answer every single question you guys have tonight. I know Rockstar Flipper has a huge audience, so let's make sure we can try and answer every question possible, if possible. I always say that, and then sometimes too many questions come through.
Yeah.
So today you're going to discover the proven, easy to do side hustle, making my students $5,000 plus a month profit in their spare time without much experience. They don't have to be super technologically advanced. They don't have to know how to use, a crazy. People think that people have this connotation that Amazon is just like so much more advanced than eBay, that it's like you have to go through all these hoops. There's all these third-party softwares you have to use, and that just stops people from even getting started. So we're going to go over what I use personally, how I teach my students, and we keep the process pretty simple. Big shout out to Steve, and even bigger shout out to his mother. Mama Profit is what we call her. She was able to retire early from her job selling used books, and Steve, aka Rake and Profit, taught her how to do this. Steve has a YouTube channel of, I think he's at 161,000 subscribers now, and he's got the verified check. Dude's legit, and he's helping people change their lives. He's helped me learn a lot about selling books, and his mom, she doesn't have a whole lot of technological experience, and she's been able to do this as well. And we always like to bring her up because people are like, I can't do this. Like young people come to us, older people come to us. I've helped people, who are 70 plus. Literally, I've helped people on oxygen sell books on Amazon. And that just blows my mind that, anybody can learn this skill. So here's a little bit about myself. I'm going to brag a little bit. Here's my sales from the last 12 months. You can see I actually need to update these because I'm at 200,000 in sales for the last 30 days right now on one of my Amazon accounts. But at the time of this screenshot, I was at 482,000. This is all used books. And this is just one of my Amazon accounts. You can see the average sales price is $32. That means for each book I sell, on average, it's $32. And it's because of results like this that I've been invited to speak at different events. I've been invited to Austin, Texas, Chicago, Illinois, and Atlanta, Georgia, to give talks on how to sell books. So basically what you guys are going to be learning today is very similar to what I teach at these conferences. This is my aunt, who I know when you guys start a business, or at least when I started business, you always get the question, like, what the hell are you doing? Like when you're at Thanksgiving dinner, people ask, like, what do you do? Like you're selling used books, and they just think it's weird. Like if you tell them you sell on eBay or whatever, they're going to judge you for it. And I feel like people experience this a lot with family. And I actually invited one of my family members to show up to the presentation, and this exact presentation she showed up to. And a few weeks later, she went out and tried it herself. And you can see she got like 60 to 100 medical books. And a lot of them were good. And she scored probably close to 500 plus in profit in one day. Whatever time of year it is, as long as you commit yourself to it. And this is for anything. This is for eBay, Amazon, whatever you're focusing on, whatever business you're focused on, but especially used books, the outcome will shock you. This has been, and at the time he was a high school student when I first made this slide. He's graduated now, and I think his sales are 30 to 40,000 a month now. But while he was in high school, having to go to class, having to do all that, he was able to sell 20,000 a month used books. And Casey and I were actually talking a little bit about profit margins and different businesses. And with used books, your profit margins are anywhere from 30 to 50%, depending on how you run your business. It's not uncommon. Mama Profit, for example, her profit margins are probably close to 40 to 50% because she runs a lean business. She's only paying $1 or $2 for a book. So with books, there's not a huge startup cost. A lot of people think this is a scam. I get called out on Facebook all the time when I show my results. And here's Diego. He actually started following me on YouTube years ago, and he said, this is not a scam. He tried the business for himself. He said, there is a learning curve. You'll make a lot of mistakes before getting the hang of it. And he was able to pay off $8,000 in debt doing this for just 15 hours a week. So if paying off debt, if making money, if working hard and actually getting paid for it, actually getting results sounds good to you, go ahead and comment in the chat below. I see comments flooding in. Again, we will be getting the Q&A at the very end of this, but comment a 1 in the chat if that sounds good to you. Okay, I'm going to hop off my soapbox in a second, but I'm going to talk a little bit about how I got started and really what got me into the art of selling on Amazon, this whole journey. A few years ago, right when I graduated college, I think it was 2017, I graduated college and I started a landscaping company, and it actually went pretty well, but that wasn't my passion, and I wanted to travel. So I didn't have the money to travel. So instead, what I did was I took out the seats of my car in my Toyota Corolla, and I decided to live in my car, and I traveled the country. And the only way I was making money was going to thrift stores, libraries, college campuses, and I would scan the books on the shelves and I would send them to Amazon FBA. It's a program where you pack your books in a box, you ship them out, and Amazon handles the rest for you. They do all the work. And so I was able to travel the country doing this. And, I was homeless in my car. It was voluntary. It's not like this isn't like a sob story. Like I wanted to do this. But the point is, like, I literally started from, I forced myself to start from zero because I didn't want to use my parents' money. I didn't have a lot of money to spend either. I didn't want to have to do like private label, these models that you have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars. And when I went all the way out west, there was a bunch of booksellers and they had a big meetup. And I was like, is this real? Are people really making money doing this? Are people really able to sell on Amazon full time? And when I attended the meetup, I met a bunch of booksellers. I met this kid. He was selling Nike shoes. I met all different types of people, and they were doing this full time. They were making a full-time living. And I just never, my parents are teachers, and my friends, my family, like nobody's really, I do have some entrepreneurs in my family, but nobody's doing like the online thing. And it wasn't real to me until I actually met these people and looked them in the eye. And one of the people I met at these events, I was actually going out with them last night here in Nashville. He's my mentor, Caleb Roth. And I walked into the event and I sat down next to him, and I found out that he quit his job as a medical professional, working in sales, making 6 figures a year to sell used books on Amazon. And that just blew my mind. I was like, look, this dude quit his job making 6 figures to sell used books on Amazon. So I just went crazy over the next 3 months. I learned everything I could. I asked him everything I could. I networked with everyone there. And since then, I've done a lot of things right. I sold a Jewish set that I found at a library sale. I paid $150 for it. I sold it for $2,000. But I've also made my fair share of mistakes that I don't want you guys to make. So take notes, guys. I lost $5,000. I made a YouTube video about losing $5,000, that was a ton of money for me at the time. That was virtually like all my credit cards that I had. And I had to move back into my parents' house. I didn't actually move in the basement, but it sounds cool to say that I was living in my mom's basement. It sounds worse. So I put, I'm living in my mom's basement, lost $5,000. I spent money on inventory that I shouldn't have purchased. I just made bad decisions. And we're going to go over making good decisions today in terms of what books are profitable and what books aren't, and how you can do it easily and simply just using your smartphone. Today, I've done I need to update these slides, 1.5 million lifetime sales on Amazon. I recently moved in my dream apartment in Miami, Florida. I get to travel the world. I've been to Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, Mexico like 4 times in the last year. I get to mentor hundreds of successful booksellers, and I'm able to help my family and friends. So why am I teaching you this? Well, for me, there's nothing like helping others get success. The more money I make my students, the more money I make myself. You are more likely to buy my educational how-to material if you are making thousands a month from what I teach you today for free. And I also have this business called restrictedinventory.com that I started, and it helps booksellers when they come across books they're restricted in, primarily textbooks or maybe some Disney books or any books you can't sell. It's rare you come across books you can't sell, but textbooks especially, people will come across textbooks fairly often. I will actually sell those books for you on accounts that are ungated. We do all the work for you. So if you guys are interested in that, me teaching all this information for free, this is what I get out of it. I get your business maybe in the future if you guys like my teaching style. So if you guys are watching this right now and you get value from what I'm teaching you today for absolutely free, could I get you to commit? Comment 1 below if you commit to spending money with me and my company in the future, or maybe go to Casey and give him $10 on the YouTube chat, whatever it is. Just somehow give back to us in the future. We don't expect anything in return, but at the end of the day, this is why we do it. We do it so we can. This is what allows us to keep doing it. Rather, we love sharing, we love teaching, but at the end of the day, we do have to feed ourselves and survive, and we have to make this content worthwhile. So let me know in the chat. Big shout out to Sabrina, Johnny, Teresa, Closet Geek, Miss Tempting Treasures. Love it, guys. So what you're going to learn today is the 5 secrets, which are scanning, sourcing, listing, optimization, and scaling. So you'll discover how to easily use simple software on your phone that allows you to make quick decisions instantly on if books are profitable or not. You'll learn where to find the books and how to source thousands of high profit books at dirt cheap prices or even free that sell on Amazon insanely fast. You'll discover my no space, no problem listing method. You'll learn how to easily list hundreds of profitable books on Amazon the most efficient way possible. You'll also discover how to beat the competition by pricing the books and getting 25% more profit and selling your inventory twice as fast. You'll also discover how to build a scalable business that is virtually autonomous by leveraging the Fulfillment by Amazon program. And for everybody who stays into the end, I'll make an announcement at the end on how to get this. But what you'll do is you'll get this free book of mine. It's $300 value. It's got the 50 best book selling niches. And again, this is for everybody who stays until the end of this presentation. And I'll tell you guys at the end how to get this. So why books? Why books over other categories? It's important to know before you start selling something, why should you sell it? The profit margins are huge. The return on your investment is insane. You can take $1 and turn it into 22. In my case, my average sales price is 32. And, my average buy cost at this point, I don't spend much on books at all. I get most of my books for free. There are 129 million different unique titles in the world. There's over 650 million books sold on Amazon each year, I believe. I always get these numbers confused, so somebody can fact check me below. But my point is there's millions and millions of books being sold on a monthly basis. There's infinite places to get books for dirt cheap prices. We're going to go over different places you can get books, but books exist everywhere. People throw books away. People think that books are trash. There's very little startup cost, and most importantly, this is the most fun side hustle ever. According to Statista, I get comments all the time, aren't ebooks taking over? They're not. Print book sale figures have improved over the last 5 years, and unit sales now amount to over 650 million per year. That's the correct stat right there, 650 million per year. Print also remains the most popular book format, with more than 65% of adults having read a print book in the last 12 months. So I think this stat was taken in 2018, and it was showing that the used book market was actually climbing. And if you compare the used book market back in 2001 to now, you don't see a drop in the number of print books that are being purchased. All right, guys, let's dive into it. I've been talking a lot about the opportunity of this, but how do you actually take action? How do you actually get results? We're going to go over scanning first because your ability to find, source, and determine if books are profitable and ultimately list them on Amazon, that's what's going to determine your success. The faster you can find profitable books or profitable products, period, the quicker you're going to have success on Amazon. So get your notepads out, get ready. This is probably the most important section here, because if you're not able to determine if the book's profitable or not, you're not going to have much success. So the old way that people would try and determine if books are profitable is they would analyze the price of the book in sales rank all by themselves. They would open it up on the Amazon seller app. They would study it on eBay and try and look at the sold listings. They'd be doing a lot of research on their phone. And then, based on what they sold in the past, they would try and develop an eye for profitable books. So you can see this is what it looks like if you're using the Amazon seller app. You have to open up the phone. You have to scan the book. And it's just not very easy to analyze. Yes, it works and you can do it, but it takes a very long time to make a yes or no decision. And it confuses people. At the end of the day, people are, they're looking at the phone. They're like, I want to start this business. I want to do this, but they don't even know if the book's profitable or not, or if it's going to sell. So what happens is the books they purchase aren't profitable. So they end up buying a bunch of inventory and it's not even profitable. Also, the ones they purchase, they might say they're profitable, but they don't sell. So they purchase books that sell, but they lose money on them because they're not profitable. And they also purchase books that never sell. So they're losing money on those because they paid for books that aren't going to actually turn into profit. And it's confusing and it takes way too long to do it this way. So I'm going to show you guys a quicker way and easier way. And all you need is a smartphone. You're likely watching this video right now on your smartphone. So we're going to go over different methods you can use using your phone to make a quick and easy decision. So the new way is utilize a simple app on your phone that allows you to find hundreds of dollars in profit in less than an hour. You're going to be able to find profitable books faster and smarter. You're only going to spend time and money on books that are basically guaranteed to sell for a certain amount of money within a specific time frame on Amazon on average over time. So if you use what I'm about to teach you on average over time, there's basically no way you can't make money because this app makes sure that the book sells and it sells for a profit. The app makes the buying decision for you. It tells you which books would be profitable to sell on Amazon. So again, it considers profit, demand, and you're only going to be purchasing books with a proven track record of sales history on Amazon. So there's two apps I recommend. The first app is Scoutly, and you can see on the screen here, it literally says buy when it's profitable, and it tells you $13 profit in the top left corner. And also Scout IQ. There's another app called Scout IQ. So they're both Scout apps. So if you go to the App Store, you can download this. And all you need to do once you download it is take your phone and you scan the barcode of the book. And once you scan the barcode of the book, the app takes the guesswork out of it because it says accept or it says buy, and it tells you how much profit you would make. So in this case, you'd make $22 profit on this book. You can see the sales history. You can see how often it's selling. But the most important thing that this app shows you is it says, yes, purchase a book. So even if you don't understand all the numbers, all that matters is you scan the barcode and then boom, the profit is showed up on the screen. And since you're paying $1 or $2, and you can even get books for free, it doesn't matter, if every once in a while you pick up a book that the app says is good, but it actually isn't, because on average you are going to make money. And that's really in business. The important thing is to focus on, getting volume, getting enough books to really build a book business. So you can see how this can save you a ton of time and make you way more money, right? And saving a bunch of time and money would make a huge impact on your life, wouldn't it? Are you going to commit to using this? Comment 1 if so. Okay, so that's all about scanning books. So now everyone watching this, you know how to scan books to determine if they're profitable or not. You can look at a pile of books and you can tell me out of these 100 books, these 15 are good to sell on Amazon. And you can even tell me how much profit those 15 books would make you. But where the heck do you actually get the books? That's what we're about to cover right now. We're going to go over how to consistently source thousands of high profit books at dirt cheap prices or even free that sell on Amazon insanely fast for literally 1,000% ROI. And the reason why I say literally 1,000% ROI is if you spend $0 on something and you sell it for $10, you sell it for $20, what is your ROI? Your ROI is infinite. Your ROI is through the moon. You can't beat that. If you get something for free and you sell it for anything, the ROI is infinite. So the old way of finding books was blindly searching for places with profitable books and praying that you find some to sell on Amazon. The old way is you spend 6 to 8 hours a day sourcing books. You rely on a single source. You do what everyone else is doing, and you wouldn't think outside the box and be creative. This is how most Amazon sellers run their business. They look like this. They study the competition. They're literally reading a book on what the competition does. If you guys look at the screen, I got this goofy picture of somebody with a box over their head and it says thinking outside the box. And they're reading a book that says think outside the box, and they're inside of a damn box. This is how people run their business. And I like to use this analogy a little bit more. This is a strange analogy, but it gets the point across. I call my most successful students king walruses. And it's because king walruses don't do what all the other walruses do. Look at these silly walruses. It's sad. the world's getting hotter, and the walruses, the glaciers are melting, and they're all having to go to one rock. They don't have to go to one rock, but they're all going to one rock. And you see them all in one rock. You're like, what are you guys doing? You know, there's other rocks around. Like this guy right here went to the rock by himself, and everyone else is all piled up on top of, literally on top of each other. And, you know, when I saw this, I was like, dang, like this is crazy. But it reminds me of Amazon booksellers. Like literally Amazon booksellers just copy what everyone else does, and they expect to get different results. And imagine being this walrus here with your family, and you're going in the water to like go fish. You're not going to be able to find anything because all the other walruses are there fishing as well. So there's too much competition, and, you know, people run their business doing what everyone else is doing. They go to the same rocks that everyone else goes to. They go to the same sources. They use the same methods. And if you want different results in business, you have to do different things. And that's why I respect this walrus here. He is the king walrus. He was different than all the other walruses. He decided, I'm going to work a little bit harder. And more importantly, I'm going to work smarter than everyone else. And I'm going to swim to a rock that nobody else is on. And now he's on this rock by himself. He gets to sleep, you know, next to his family. He doesn't have a bunch of other smelly walruses breathing down his neck, and he can even go in the water and fish as much as he wants to. And that's how I want you guys to run your Amazon business. I want you guys to be able to go in the water and not have a bunch of other competition around you. And the way that we're going to achieve this is we're going to teach what I call king walrus sourcing strategies. I'm going to teach you strategies on how to get books where nobody else is thinking about or willing to do, or maybe they're just copying the competition and they're not using these methods. So we're going to go over some king walrus sourcing methods. I also got queen walrus here as well. If you guys are in the comment section, go ahead and comment, you know, king walrus if you're a king walrus, and queen walrus if you're a queen walrus. We're gonna tally up if we have more kings or queens. But these methods I'm about to teach, as silly as this analogy is, it's important to. We still good?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. I saw that something changed on the screen. As silly as this analogy is, it's important. It's an important point to realize that you have to do things differently. You have to go where other people aren't going if you want a successful business. And you guys know how it is. Anybody who does eBay, when you go out to a store and there's nobody else there, it's nice. But if there's 3 other sellers there, it sucks because the competition's there. It's not a good feeling. So here are my 3 favorite king walrus sourcing strategies. Number 1 is building home run relationships with libraries. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to a library sale. Library sales, they're not a big secret. You know, some people don't know about library sales, but every quarter, maybe once a year, maybe even every week, a library will have a sale of their discarded inventory, of donations. And yeah, this is great. You can go and you can make a ton of money in a day. I've made over $1,000 profit. But if you want to take it to the next level, build relationships, be nice, bring them coffee, bring them pizza, go in there and offer value, offer to help set up the sale. And if you do that, you're going to have massive results. And everyone else who's being a weirdo with their head down and not talking to anybody, they're not going to get the results that you are, because now the library is going to call you whenever they get a large donation of books that they can't handle, whenever they want to sell books faster. You will be the connection. So therefore, you're going to get the books before everyone else. Therefore, you are a king walrus or queen walrus. We're going to tally up if we have more kings or queens. Let me know in the comment section which one you are. But this is the first king walrus sourcing technique. And you can see people are crushing it. Ben, even during COVID, he was crushing it with these techniques, or the library relationships. He was able to get 200 free boxes from one. How was he able to do this? Because he had a relationship with the library. He was nice. He opened his mouth and he talked to the people who were running the library sales. By the way, you can talk to the manager. Usually it's going to be the friends of the library. Talk to the president. Talk to the director of the library. Those are good people to talk to. Again, I sold a $2,000 set of books that I got from a library sale. I paid $150 for those books. Library sale.
I'm gonna cut in here for you, because that was such a great thing that you just said. Talking to the presidents, the directors, the people that run this. Not only are you going to get in with them, possibly like pre-sale, like giving you the heads up ahead of time. Also, typically they know the other library people. Like, hey, Casey buys all these books. This is your guy. Here's his phone number. So
exactly, yeah.
Networking 101.
Yeah, and then big donations will come in too, so.
And you might get an advance warning like, hey, next Monday we're having a huge truck come in, blah, blah, blah. Or, hey, we just had a guy donate 5,000 books. Do you want to come take a look? So this is getting ahead of the curve. I always call this like, instead of I love the joke, he's making another left turn. I'm like, you got to be ahead of that turn. Like everyone else is turning. You got to already be out at the straightaway going full speed.
Exactly. And libraries are hubs for books. Like literally libraries are magnetic for books. When people think about books, they think about libraries. So when they have large collections, personal collections, or a school goes out of business, whatever happens, whatever there's a lot of books, they tend to gravitate towards libraries. So if you have the relationship with a library, you're going to get more books. And a great place to find library sales that's pretty low-hanging fruit, go to booksalefinder.com. This is a great place just to start. And then, the next level is to pick up the phone and call the libraries, see if they have sales. Because if you can find a library sale that's not advertised on this website, it's going to be not necessarily a better library sale, but it's going to be a library sale with less competition. And again, you're going to be a King Walrus because you're going to have access to a gold mine of books that nobody else has access to. King Walrus sourcing strategy number 2 is backroom access. So this is kind of similar to building relationships, but the important thing to realize is most places, whether it's a library, a thrift store, even like a garage sale, you can go into there's always a back room, and that back room generally has more inventory. So if you're at a thrift store, talk to the manager and say, hey, I'm looking at the books here. They look great. I'm going to purchase them. But I was wondering if you had any more in the back. Literally just ask that question and see if they would let you go to the back room to look through all the books. And if you go in the back room, you are going to crush it with the books that you find because they're not going to be pre-scanned. They're going to be raw. It's going to be a higher acceptance rate. Instead of dealing with books that everyone else has access to, you're getting access to books that nobody has even looked at yet. That is King Walrus sourcing strategy number 2. Number 3, this is huge. So I know I already told you guys to download a couple apps earlier. This is a free app you can use. It's like Craigslist on steroids. Casey was talking about Craigslist. We were talking a little bit behind the scenes about how he started his business with Craigslist years ago. But NextDoor, I would argue, is much less sketchy. Number one, Craigslist can be sketchy, but it's more polished and there's more of a network effect on it. So you actually have potential to get momentum on NextDoor by being a nice person. If you're a nice person and you pick books up from people on a regular basis, and that's how you want to frame yourself. You want to go on NextDoor and post, I will pick up your books at no charge. That's what you want. You want to frame yourself as like a miniature 1-800-GOT-JUNK. And doing it this way, you're going to get books for free, and you can actually build momentum because now people are going to be like, oh, so-and-so is the book person. In my aunt's case, she was a hustler, and she didn't even go and pick up the books. She had the people bring the books to her. So she would have boxes of books donated to her. She was busy working 2 jobs. She was able to quit one of her jobs by selling used books. And she didn't have time to go out and find books. So she posted on NextDoor while she was at her job working security, and she's able to have books come to her on her front porch. So there's so many different ways to do this, but NextDoor, I'm adding this to the King Walrus sourcing strategies because a lot of people just aren't using this app. And if you use this app the right way, not only are you going to get, books like these people have here, just as Joel in my Facebook group and Sherry, you can see Joel got $100 in profit. Not only are you going to get these books instantly within the same week, you could also potentially build a reputation for yourself, a brand for yourself, which is even more valuable because as time goes on, you don't have to do as much work and you get more books just for being you, just for people knowing that you're the book person. So I highly recommend using NextDoor. And we're going to go over listing books in a little bit, but just so you guys know, like on average, a box of profitable books is going to be anywhere from $150 to $500 profit on average. So you can see Ryan, he used NextDoor to source his books, and he listed them on the software, and it came out to $302.90 profit. What did he pay for the books? $0. This is Riley. Riley is absolutely crushing it right now. He's actually on pace for 850,000 in sales. I just talked to him today, and back in the day, he said, "I'm going to pass you up." He's at 10,000 in sales each month. He still hasn't passed me up because my business is growing as well. But he got up to the point where he's doing 10,000, and I thought that was impressive for a kid. You know how young he was, and now he's probably on pace for 850,000 selling used books. This is the most fun side hustle ever. Every 2 weeks, Amazon pays you. You'll see a payout like this on your Seller Central. You go to Seller Central, and you'll see what your next payout's going to be. So every 2 weeks, Amazon pays you. It's a common question I get, and you're getting paid for going out and sourcing books. It literally sounds like when you use these apps, it feels like you're gambling because like the slot machines, like it comes up, cha-ching. It literally feels like you're playing a game or something because you're scanning a book and it's not good, not good, not good. Boom, good. And when it's good, it's, $20-$30. So it's not only is it fun, but you make a lot of money doing it. So instead of, being on your phone all day and not making any money, you might as well be on your phone making some dough. This is Katrina. She was able to quit her job at Dairy Queen selling used books. Mama Profit, we talk about her a lot. Actually, I don't have this video ready, but I show a video of her going out and scanning the books. But this is a haul that she has right here. And, she got $20,000 in profit from one source. It was a lot of work for her because she had to get a storage unit for all these books, but she was able to get $20,000 in profit from books and that she got for free from somebody who passed away. So Mama Profit's crushing it. She doesn't understand a bunch of technology, but she's able to make it work just because, the apps make it so simple. And, she understands the gist of things. She understands, if a book is going for $20 and the sales rank is whatever, she understands, if it's less than $1 million, she understands that is a good book. So my question for you is, where are you going to find your first $1,000 in profit? What King Walrus sourcing strategy resonated the best with you, and which one do you plan on using? Let me know in the comment section. I'll go down here. Let me tally up the King and Queen Walruses. Oh, I see a ton. Dude, the Queen Walrus has destroyed it today.
Yeah.
you have a lot of women that follow you.
It's this
ladies man.
This face, I get it.
We got Queens took it away for sure. Queens won. Yeah. Gracie's mom saying my library often has a sale when you can fill up the bag for $1. Yes, bag sales are great, but what's even better than the bag sales, or what's more important than the bag sales, is getting to the library early. You don't want to wait for the bag sale because it's generally at the end of the sale. You want to get there first thing so you can get the profitable inventory faster.
Lena just commented, all of the sourcing strategies resonate. Lena, I like to hear that. She's actually local here in the Tampa area. I know Lena is looking to get something up and rolling. So
she's gonna take over your city, dude. There's not gonna be any books left.
Lena, look, all of them resonate. That's great to hear because you know what? Combining all the sourcing strategies will let you grab books from every angle. So good on you on that.
Definitely. Teresa says free books and library sales. Definitely. Yep. Yeah. Free books, like the value of getting inventory for free, no pun intended, it's so huge. People don't realize, like, getting books for free, it means that you can scale your business with very, very little cost. If you have inventory costs, it's fine, if you have inventory costs in your business, but if you're getting your inventory for free, and that means you can get 10x of inventory and your overhead doesn't go up at all, minus gas, minus whatever to get the books. But that's a huge thing that I've learned over the years. Keeping your business lean is definitely huge.
Yeah, I mean, adding an extra, even 10% less cost of goods, even if you're just doing a couple $1,000, couple hundred a month over the course of the year, it can be $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 extra in your pocket that you didn't have to spend. You think about what one person could do with an extra $4,000 or $5,000. That could be, car being paid off. That could be credit cards paid off. That could be a lot of things. So
yeah, and getting books for free if you don't have money starting out, it's like, okay, you can source $10,000 worth of inventory for free. Like, there's not many business models you can do that. There's not many business models where you can actually do that. I'd say it's just like the thrifting models. You can't even get it for free thrifting, but like the free pickup models are really what works. And I'm sure there's other things you can sell besides books, but books work, and you can sell them on Amazon FBA, which is what I'm about to get into right now, which makes this whole thing awesome. Yes, you can sell stuff on eBay. Yes, you can find various weird products to sell. But the cool thing about books is they don't take up a lot of space, first of all. But even if you do source thousands and thousands of books, there's something called Amazon FBA, which allows you to ship the books away from your house so you never see them again, and Amazon stores them, and they do all of the work for you. So this is my no space, no problem listing method. And the reason why I'm so adamant about listing is that the faster you can list your books on Amazon, the quicker you will scale your business. So the old way of listing is using Amazon.com on their extremely slow interface. It's insanely inefficient, and it lacks many of the tools and data necessary to quickly list and price books for maximum profits. The old way is spend time shipping the books directly to the customer. So you would pack each book and you would ship it directly to Jim in Arkansas, or you ship it to Sarah in New York. And then you'd have to deal with their customer service. If they didn't want the book, they could return it. And it's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of mental energy. And people who do it this way, their place generally looks like this. They have books all over the place. They have stuff all over the place. And when a book sells, it's your responsibility to find the book and ship it to the customer. So if you lose the book, that's on you. With Amazon FBA, you don't have to worry about that. You can list books super, super fast at lightning speeds. You can use Amazon space, not your living room space. You can list all the books from your phone without having to deal with customer service or refunds at all. You don't have to deal with any of it. Amazon handles all of it. So with Amazon FBA, no customer service. Amazon handles all that for you. And your workstation can look like this. You can sell 100,000 plus in used books each year at 30 to 50% profit margins at a space that looks just like this here. And even if you don't have like a nice garage like this lady does, a kitchen table will do, or even the floor. I ran this business out of my car for 3 months when I lived in my car. So you don't need much space. You just need a place to be able to list the books and get them out the door. And I've tried countless methods to list books online. And what I'm going to teach you is by far the most efficient method. Again, it's called Amazon FBA. And I'm going to give a breakdown of exactly how this works. So what you do is you take the books, you put them in a box. If you want to, you can label them. I do recommend labeling the books, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Amazon does charge 30 cents per book to label them for you, which I feel like is a little bit outrageous. That's $300 for every 1,000. So I recommend labeling the books yourself, save some money. And then what you'll do is put the books in a box, ship them out the door. Amazon stores the books for you. So they receive the books, they scan them, they prep them, they make sure they're legit, and they put them on their shelves. Then it becomes available to the customer. So you still own the book. It's still 100% your property, but it's just at an Amazon warehouse. Then it becomes available for sale to the customer. And what the customer can do is purchase directly from you. You don't even have to create the listing or anything like that, because there's so many books that Amazon's already sold that all you need to do is just hop on their existing listings and they will get the traffic for you. You don't have to worry about paying for ads to make sure people buy your book. All of this is done by Amazon. So Amazon.com, the biggest online marketplace ever and the biggest bookstore ever, they're going to make sure your books sell. And once your book sells, Amazon picks, packs, ships it to the customer. The customer receives a product, and then you get paid. All the money every 2 weeks for the sales for the previous 2 weeks goes into your bank account. So that's how Amazon FBA works, and this is the listing method that I recommend instead of listing on eBay or Amazon.com merchant fulfilled, I highly recommend using Amazon FBA. Now, one of the biggest questions I get is, aren't the shipping costs outrageous? No, they're not. Usually shipping costs are outrageous. If you want to ship one book UPS to somebody, you probably pay like, I don't know, $5, $7. It's going to be a lot. But Amazon partnered with UPS to get deeply discounted shipping rates. So you pay about 20 cents per book, it's 20 cents per pound, which comes out to about probably 30 cents per book, because books on average are 1.2 pounds. And you ship the books directly to Amazon, and that's what the shipping cost will be. It's about 30 cents a pound. So just know that this is cheaper than media mail. People think that media mail is the cheapest way to ship books. It usually is if you're in the real world or you're not an Amazon seller. But if you're an Amazon seller, you can get the UPS shipping rates, which are way, way cheaper. And UPS, I just posted a picture on my Instagram of UPS versus FedEx versus USPS. And UPS is like the cream of the crop. And then USPS doesn't even care about your package. A lot of times USPS will lose your stuff. So just know, Amazon's not going to lose your stuff. If they do, you can get paid for it. And if you guys follow me, I'll teach you guys how to do that. But UPS is much better than USPS, and you get the super cheap shipping rates with Amazon FBA. I was able to list 1,000 books in a few hours using Amazon FBA. That's $23,000 in books. At the time, I was selling the books for an average of $23. And I did this in one weekend. I was in South Carolina. And again, in my Toyota Corolla, I got 1,000 books that were good to sell on Amazon. And I shipped them out in just a few hours, listing them on Amazon FBA. Never had to see the books again. All I had to do was open my phone and see the sales coming in. So you can see how this method of using Amazon FBA can save you hours, can't you? And saving hours allows you to spend more time growing your business or spending time on the beach or watching Rockstar Flipper, doesn't it? Comment 1 if you commit to listing books the fast way, not the slow. By the way, watching YouTube videos, educating yourself, watching any type of educational material is great to do while listing books. It's my favorite thing to do when I used to list books. Now I have a team that does it for me, but whenever I would scout books or list books, I would always educate myself. So make sure you guys are doing that. Okay, so let me know in the comment section. Comment 1 if all this is making sense. If you guys do have questions, go ahead and comment them below, because pretty soon we will be getting into some Q&A. So now we're going to go over optimization. This section really focuses on pricing. We're going to go over how to sell your books for 25% more profit than your competitors. The secret is price against FBA offers. Now, what are FBA offers? I want everyone to comment. Everyone listening right now, I see we got 109 people in here live. Comment, are you a Prime member or not? If you're an Amazon Prime member, I want you to comment Prime. And you won't believe how many people are Prime members. I don't know how many people are going to comment Prime, but there are a ton of, I think it's 2/3 of American households have at least one Prime membership in the household.
I'm glad you just said that, because for the longest time, me and my fiance both had an account in the same house paying for 2 Prime. We finally canceled one just because we're like, what the hell do we need 2 for?
That's definitely smart. And that just goes to show, though, like both of you guys were probably kind of nervous about canceling your Prime membership, because you knew if you didn't have Prime, you'd have to wait 2 to 4 days, 2 to 7 days, sometimes even longer to get your package.
Yep.
And what a lot of people don't realize is Prime's great. I use Prime myself. I get, sometimes I'll order, products for like $3 Amazon Prime, and I'll receive it in like 3 hours. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy fast. But what a lot of people don't realize is Amazon Prime actually charges more. People are in denial about this, but there's other offers you can look at on Amazon, but Amazon kind of forces you to look at what they want to look at. We'll go over more of this later, like buy box, different things like that, or not in this training, but I do have other videos on that. But my point is, people pay for the fast shipping, and just know that as a consumer, but more importantly, as a seller, you can price your inventory for higher. For example, if somebody's selling a book for $4 and it's not Prime, and there's no Prime offers, By doing Amazon FBA, you are offering 2-day shipping because you shipped your product to Amazon, and you can actually sell your product for 100% more. Sometimes you could literally sell, if it's going for $4, you could sell it for $8 or $12. You could probably sell it for like $19.99 and get away with it because somebody really wants that book and they want it delivered fast, and they don't want to have to wait 2 or 3 days or more to get it. They want it like the next day, and so if Prime shipping's the next day, they're going to pay extra for it.
I am super guilty of half the stuff that we order. A lot of business stuff that I get, supplies, whatnot, comes from Prime. And if I need it and I can't wait on it and I'm not going to the store, I'm just like, Prime, it's an extra $5. Just get it. Get it shipped.
Exactly. I pay Prime all day. And so there's that. There's the level of you consciously realizing it and that you're paying more. But then there's also the sneaky stuff that Amazon does where they don't even show the other offers sometimes, or they make it very difficult to see the other offers. And why do they do this? Because Amazon is not in the storage business. They are in the selling business. They want to sell your inventory. They don't want to store it. Trust me. They don't want all your books or whatever you sent them. They don't want that sitting in their warehouse. They actually want to move it. So if you send stuff Amazon FBA, which is basically Amazon Prime, they're going to have incentive to move your inventory as well. And so you're going to be able to competitively price your books against other FBA prices, other Prime offers, if you're smart, because you don't want to just compete against the lowest price. If you compete against the lowest price, you're going to be losing a bunch of money. So the old way was competing against the lowest price. The old way is manually reprice your books every day and waste hours and hours of time. Let your books turn from profitable to trash because they sit in inventory far too long without selling, and relying on blind softwares that end up selling your inventory for far too cheap. The new way is maximize the Prime bump, only compete with the Prime offers. So this is the Prime check right here. Let me hop in the comment section and see how many Prime members we got. We got a ton coming through. Stephanie, Brandon, Michaela, MN Connect, Lisa, Rich. Yeah, like too many to count now. Like that is like the one comment where everyone just went crazy because everyone's like, I have a Prime membership. So many people have Prime. So just know if you send your books Amazon FBA, and there's a lot of reasons actually, a lot of things are happening right now, but Prime is actually getting better. And I don't have time to go over why that's happening, but just know Prime prices, you're actually going to see a rise in Prime price and a quicker sell through for books. So this is a breakdown of the FBA versus FBM model. And just know that if you're selling FBA, you do have that Prime check and you're able to sell your books for, on average, I think it comes out to about 20% more, but it's not uncommon to literally sell your book for like 200% more. Like if the book's priced at $4, you can sell it for $19.99. And that is a significant bump. That's more than 4 times the price. So you're doing more by doing less. And what I mean by this, you're putting your books in a box, shipping them to Amazon, and you're not even prepping the books to the customer. You're not putting it in a cardboard box. You're not handling fulfillment. You're not handling customer service, but you're getting paid more because you're capitalizing on Amazon Prime. It sounds too good to be true, but it's not. A lot of people think, if they do more work, they'll get paid more. But guys, trust me, if you sell eBay or Amazon merchant fulfilled, if you sell your books eBay or merchant fulfilled, you're going to make significantly less money than if you do FBA, and you're going to spend more time doing it. So I highly recommend doing FBA because you're going to do more, make more, and end up doing less. So I made an extra $64.48 on this book right here. I sold it. The lowest price at the time was $128.98. And I sold it Prime $193. Why did this happen? A student probably needed the book the next day, and he didn't want to have to wait, 4 to 8 days, whatever it is, for the shipping. So he bought it from me for an extra $64.48. So, I mean, that covers, the Amazon storage fees. That covers the shipping to Amazon. The extra $63 is more than enough of a cushion to make it worth it. So my point here is price strategically. And by doing this, you're going to be like this guy here who's smiling, looking at his phone. He's all happy because when he opens up his phone, if you send him 1,000 books to Amazon and those 1,000 books sell, you can either sell them at dirt cheap prices and not make that much money, or you can price competitively and see that your sales are making you a ton of money. And this guy right here, I don't know what he's doing, but in my head, I'm pretending that he's looking at his Amazon sales and he repriced smart and he's making massive profits. He's making on average 20% more than the average seller because he uses Amazon FBA. I made an extra $700 on this set of books that I sold for $2,000. I made an extra $700 on it. The lowest price at the time was $1,300, but somebody needed it. I guess that weekend, at the synagogue, they needed it. So they paid an extra $700 for it because they wanted the 2-day shipping. So you can see how using this technique can increase your profits 25%. Can't you? Wouldn't it be nice if you got larger, consistent payouts from Amazon? Comment 1 if you commit to selling your books for maximum profit by looking for not price gaps, or it is a price gap, but by looking for the prime offers, which we do call price gaps. So I know I didn't use the word price gaps that much, but when I say price gaps, what I mean is that difference in the lowest merchant price and the prime offer. Comment 1 below if you commit to doing that. Let's see, Lena Cruz in here, Rich Colby, Johnny Newsom, Miss Tempting Treasures, James Lamerex. Love it. You're on camera, by the way. So the camera's going to come on in a second. We got people doing laundry in the back. So during Q&A, you guys might see some laundry action. We got Emin Connect, Rockstar Flipper in the house. I see you commenting as well. I like to give shout outs to everybody. Okay, guys. So scanning, sourcing, listing optimization, which is pricing. We've gone over this. Now let's go over scaling, and then we'll hop into some Q&A. So we're going to go over how to build a scalable business that is virtually autonomous by using Amazon as leverage. So what a lot of people won't tell you about scaling is it's 80% psychology and it's only 20% strategy. A lot of people think, they need the strategy, they need to do this, they need to learn this, they need to learn more. Yes, knowledge is great, but you need to have the psychology of running a business. And the correct psychology to have is the psychology of actually building a business. And what I mean by that, I mean having a business that operates in your absence and actually works while you are sleeping. And you can do this via Amazon FBA. You can do this by creating systems. There's so many different ways to do this. But if you don't have the mindset of being an entrepreneur and you keep the mentality of working a job and you keep the mentality of, every single day that you have to work for your money, you're not going to build a business. The point of building a business is having it, building something that has the potential to make money while you're not there. And I'll elaborate on this. It's all about systems. So there's a few important systems you want to focus on when running a book business. And this is really for all Amazon businesses. System number 1 is finding books. Okay. You want to have a system for consistently finding books over and over again. You want to know that if you go to a library sale, you can get 30 books consistently, predictably every month. So you have one source getting 30 books, and then you want to have another source getting 5 books. You want another source getting 100 books, and then you pile all these on top, and you're like, okay, I know every single month I can get 750 books, which is going to equate to $7,000 in profit each month, whatever it comes out to, $10 profit a book, whatever. And so you want to have this system in place because now you have a business that is consistently bringing in profitable inventory. That's system number 1, and that is the most important system. System number 2 is listing books. You want to have a system for listing the books quickly. When the books come into your house, you want to get them out and active on Amazon ASAP, okay? That's obviously important because you want to make sure your business is generating revenue. And then system number 3 is pricing books. You want to have a good system for making sure that you're pricing against FBA offers. You don't want to be lowballing. You don't want to be losing money on books. You want to be making sure that when you send in books, they're going to sell for as much as they should sell for by pricing against prime offers. My mentor, Caleb, who I spoke of earlier, taught me the funnel concept when it comes to running a book business. He talks about how your business is really like a funnel and all the systems, listing the books, pricing the book, making sure that, there's different things that go on behind the scenes of running a book business. But like all of these things, they make the funnel. But the most important thing is finding more inventories. You want this system of consistently, predictably finding inventory over and over again. You want this system so you can just push everything else through your funnel. And your funnel is going to be listing the books, pricing the books, making sure you don't even have to make sure customers are happy because Amazon handles that for you. But you want to make sure that, you know, your business is like a well-oiled machine. And once you get that machine going, all you need to focus on is getting more books, because you know that you can turn books into cash time and time again. So when you focus on these 3 systems, you have a book business that has potential to scale, and it all starts with a state of mind. So do you commit to having a state of mind to scale? Let me know. Comment below. Comment. What should we have them comment? Comment. I've been having them comment one a lot. Comment entrepreneur. If you commit to having an entrepreneur mindset, comment entrepreneur below. I know it's a big, long word, but let's see how many people can spell that correctly. Comment that below, because this is the most important thing, guys. If you don't have the mindset of being an entrepreneur and eventually building a business that can truly create income while you're not there, you're never going to do that. You're just going to create another job for yourself. You're just going to create another, it's fine to have a side hustle, but my goal is to help people quit their job. My goal is to help people actually build something real. So comment entrepreneur below if you commit to having an entrepreneur mindset. Johnny Newsom coming in with entrepreneur. Lena Cruz, Angela Black, Urban, Fossicker, entrepreneur. Love it, guys. Also, let me know, what are the 3 systems booksellers need to focus on? I want to see if you guys are paying attention. Let me know. Comment below. What are the 3 systems that booksellers need to focus on? So far in this webinar, we've covered scanning books, how to determine if a book's profitable or not, where to find profitable books, how to list the books the quickest, most efficient way possible using Amazon FBA. We've covered how to price your books for maximum profit. And we've also covered having an entrepreneur mindset in order to build a business that you can run rather than having a business run you. Rather than creating a second job for yourself, if you can focus on these 3 systems, eventually you can have your business run while you're not there. Do you feel comfortable harnessing the power of finding and selling used books on Amazon? Let me know. Comment yes below. If so, were you happy you came to this webinar, this free training that Rockstar Flipper put on today? Comment yes below. If so, do you realize the cutting edge advantage that you have as a king and queen walrus now? That's officially what you are in the market by using these book selling techniques. Comment yes if so. Can you see yourself using what I showed you today to start or grow your business? Even if you just use a tiny fraction of what I showed you, would you say our time was well spent? Comment yes if so. Don't hurt my feelings. If not, be honest, but just know I can see the comments, guys. Would you like to spend even more time together going even deeper into strategies to find books and maximize your profits in the book business? Let me know. We've covered a ton today, but I don't know how long I've been talking. I talked a long time today, but it's hard to go into detail and talk about the intricacies of this business. So I've put together a program, and we are about to get into some Q&A.
2 hours later. Yeah. No, he's been on an hour, guys. So thank you for keeping with us this long. So
yeah, I appreciate everyone tuning in and staying around listening to me talk for this long. I have put together a program, and we are about to get into some Q&A, but I want to offer this program to you guys first if you guys are interested. So let me know in the chat. Comment yes if you guys want to learn more about this, and with Rockstar Flipper's permission, I'll talk a little bit about this program.
Yeah. Do you want to pop off the screen or on you?
Yeah, I have a few more slides to break down, and then we can yeah. If you want to show our faces now, we could go ahead and do that.
Yeah. So hang out for Q&A in a couple minutes, guys, just a minute or two. And also, I'm going to give away something to somebody once we're done with that. So stick around. A few more minutes. We won't keep you guys all night. We promise.
Sweet. We got Monica, and I do have salsa dancing later, so I do eventually have to get out of here as well.
Happy 2020, Ton. Thank you for being here. Monica, Lori, Sabrina, Alma, and Miss Tempting Treasures. Princess Soulmate is here too. Thank you for being in the chat, guys.
Johnny Newsom says yes. Happy 2020 says yes. James, you're really good at pronouncing the names. How do you say James' last name? Can you say that? Putting you on the spot.
James Lamoureux, I believe.
Yeah, James
Lamoureux.
Lamoureux.
I think is that French James, like French Canadian, I believe, if I'm right.
All right. Is my face centered? I think I'm good.
Lena says, "Can I come?" I think she's talking salsa dancer because Lena's got a little salsa in her background.
Hey, if you're up in Nashville, let me know. I go salsa dance in Miami too, so swing by down there.
Yeah.
Before I talk about this program, I get the question, is this still a viable business model with COVID? And thank God we're getting out of this weird time. But I want to talk about what happened and the effects, the impacts on the market before and after COVID hit. So before COVID hit, online sales made up about 12% of the market. Amazon made up 38% of online sales. After COVID hit, online sales they grew to 52% of the market. So the market, what is that? 4x. It 4x'd the amount of attention online, the amount of purchases online, because people were forced for the first time in history to, they couldn't leave their house. A lot of people couldn't leave. Like, it was mandatory. Businesses were shut down, so they had to purchase online. And Amazon grew as a result of that. Amazon almost doubled last year. And this year alone, this is a new statistic, they've grown 60% this year.
Yeah, their original estimate for previous year before COVID was 255 billion. They ended up going north of 425 billion.
It is insane. It is just, it's like a snowball and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So it was a wonderful opportunity before COVID-19, but this pandemic-proof business model became more profitable basically during a recession, during a pandemic. But now you have two choices. Option number one is spend months learning everything on your own by Googling it, watching a bunch of random people on YouTube, shout out Romer the Romer, Rockstar Flipper, and learning from dozens of sources telling you different things. Now, there's great YouTube videos out there. There's great ways to learn this, but my goal creating this program is consolidate everything and make it easy for you and give you access to people who are doing this and really just simplify it and create a blueprint that you guys can follow, because I know how confusing it is when one person tells me one thing and I'm like, oh, this person does it this way. This is the best way to do it. And then somebody else says, no, you don't want to do it that way. It's the worst way ever. So that's option number one, is learn from a bunch of different sources. Option number two is invest in an education that we have spent years perfecting, Steve and I, Rake and Profit, and become part of a community of successful booksellers that can help you learn this process easily and 10 times faster in a step-by-step format. Again, we call this the Book Business Blueprint because it is literally a blueprint on how to do this. We tell you what supplies to buy. We tell you how to list the books. And everybody in the community does things the same way. So whenever people have questions, it makes it very easy to answer them. So this is Kim. She's one of my students. She said, I'm so excited. Just got home, just got the course 1.5 weeks ago. I've already got several sources of free books that she got at the library sale. And her daughter loves going out because she hears the cha-ching noise on the phone. And who doesn't like that? Who doesn't like the sound of money? And that literally, like the app, Scout IQ, it's going to tell you, boom, this is $32 profit. And it's going to tell you to purchase it. So this is a very simple business model. It's just a matter of putting in the work. How do you say that? Levine? You're going to help me translate this as well. Pamela Levine.
I got the other one right. Yeah, I got the other one on point. So
she says, I recommend Avery's course big time. It is so good that even my husband and I clearly understand the steps to take. And we are 61 years old. So she's able, like I said, I pride myself on helping people. I've helped a man on oxygen before. He wanted to, it's kind of sad. He wanted to get enough money from this side hustle to pay off his debt so his family wouldn't be left with anything, But my point is, older people are doing this, younger people are doing this, high school students are doing this. It's just a matter of going out and actually, taking action and actually doing the hard work. So we do have a private community. We call it the Book Business Blueprint Private Community. Here's all the beautiful faces of people who, watched this webinar and decided to take action. And we have over 1,000 members already. They took the leap of faith in investing in the Book Business Blueprint. So you're not only going to get access to the private community, but you're going to get over 100 information-packed videos that teach you how to find books, list books. You get all my King Walrus sourcing strategies. All of this is covered in the Book Business Blueprint. Again, you'll get access to private community. This is a $497 value. You'll get my complete repricing template A to Z. This is a $197 value. You're going to get access to all my super awesome King Walrus sourcing strategies that allowed me to build my $1.5 million book business. I need to update these slides, but that was at the time when I created this. This is a $497 value. The total value comes out to $1,101. Charlie recently joined the community. He came across a gold mine of books using King Walrus sourcing strategies, and he's already close to $1,000 in sales his first month. Again, this is everything you're going to get in the screen. Total value is $1,101. Here's a sneak peek into the modules. You can see Module 1 is all about getting started. Module 2 is understanding a little bit more about the book business, giving you the core fundamentals that you need to understand in order to be an Amazon bookseller. Module 3 is all about listing books. So how to use easy to use listing software, similar to Scout IQ, how they make it very easy with the yes or no decision. We teach you how to use this listing software, how to print, how to label your books, how to do all of that. Module 4 is sourcing books for huge profits. So this is where I go over advanced sourcing techniques, different things you can do to source tons of profitable books. Module 5 is scaling your book business. So take it to the next level. Okay, now you're making a few thousand a month. How do you take that to the point where you're doing 5 figures every month? Module 6 is tracking and measuring your book business to make sure you're profitable. Module 7 is repricing your books for maximum profit. I literally have a repricing template you guys can just copy and paste. So your books are being repriced in the most efficient way possible. Module 8 is how to make money selling restricted books in media. And we do have some bonuses in there as well with the happy customer template. If you guys do ever decide to message the customers to get better feedback, you guys can also, which I do recommend starting out because you want to get your feedback as high as possible as a brand new Amazon seller. And you guys are also going to get the triggers for using Scout IQ and my 10X listing method. Also, all the coaching calls I do, all the private coaching calls are recorded. Every month I do private coaching calls for you guys. You guys are going to get access to all the ones that we've done in the past. So if you guys want to go binge watch those while you're listing books, feel free. And let's talk about the price. You can see why it's a good deal at $1,101. But today you can get started for just $147. 3 payments of $147. So that's 3. I think today you can pay for, I believe it's $397 total, and go ahead and get that all the payments out of the way. Or you can invest $147 a day, and then 1 month from now it'll charge another $147, and then 2 months from now it will charge one more payment of $147, and then you'll have lifetime access to the program, the coaching calls, all the videos, and we'll never take that away from you. Go to book-biz.com/Casey to take advantage of this offer. Okay, let's hop into some Q&A. Just so you guys know, this does have a money-back guarantee, 100% money-back guarantee. So if you guys don't like it for any reason, we stand behind our products. You have 30 days at any point in time to say, you know what, this isn't for me, and we will give you 100% of your money back. You can just email the support team at bookbusinessblueprint@gmail.com. That's our support email, and say, I want a refund, and we will give you 100% of your money back. Also, profit guarantee, and then we'll get into the Q&A. If you don't make at least $1,000 in profit, I will pay you twice as much as what you invested in this program today. So if you take action, you actually go out and you find books, and you don't make at least $1,000 in profit, then I will pay you double whatever you pay today. You must go through 100% of the program and source at least 300 books using the 7 days to $700 triggers. Go to book-biz.com/Casey. I am going to put a timer on right now because this is a limited time offer. It will end because I have some bonuses I'm about to show. And I've been talking for a while. So let's do 40 minutes. I'll set a 40-minute timer. Set a timer for 40 minutes. I got my team in the chat. Usually we have it on the screen, but since we're doing this on YouTube, I can't do it on the screen like I usually do. Usually I have a timer that is counting down in a dramatic fashion, but we'll do it for 40 minutes. My team's listening. They know to cut that off. Everything you guys see on the screen right now, this limited time offer, this is available for the next 40 minutes. Again, bonus number 1 is the exclusive monthly coaching calls that you get access to. But this right here is a limited time offer. You guys are going to get graphics with massive, that will get you massive amounts of books for free. Literally like this graphic you see on the screen right here. We're going to give you access to a bunch of different graphics that are not customized for you. You don't even have to customize them. You just screenshot them and post them on NextDoor, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and you'll get tons and tons of books. So this will expire in 39 minutes. And just know that all you need to do is post, hey, my name is Sue and I run a book business, and they have this graphic below, and just put your phone number, maybe say message me on the app, whatever. This is a great way to get books for free. You can get textbooks as well. So this is a limited time offer, usually a $297 value. This is absolutely free today for the next 38 minutes. All right, let's dive into some Q&A.
Yeah, questions, guys. If you have them, put them in the chat right now. We're going to cover them. Also, I put the link. It's down below in the description if you need it. I also put it in the chat, so I'll put it in the chat again to sign up. So that's there. It's also on the screen. And anybody who signs up before the end of this webinar, or even, I'll tell you what, before the end of the night, which is in 3 hours and 43 minutes, I'll throw in my training package 2021, all my guides and private video that covers all the eBay and social media stuff that I've given you guys free, completely free to you guys that do it. All you got to do is just email me, send me a screenshot or a copy of your receipt or whatever you got from the book course, and I will respond privately with the email with all my stuff. So, and a little bit of extra for you guys if you just need that little last bit to go over, do it. All right, Q&A. Okay, so Rich Romer, once you price at the beginning for FBA with Scout IQ, do you let it ride until they sell, or do you do repricing?
Definitely reprice. In this era, it's a little bit more competitive. And I kind of talked a little bit about in the pricing section how Amazon FBA has actually gotten better. It has gotten better because of restock limits. A lot of people are dealing with storage limitations on Amazon. And because of this, the prices are actually a little bit higher because there's not as much supply. So what we do is we make sure we reprice as quickly as possible to ensure that our sell-through rate is high. Because if your sell-through rate, can you hear me good?
Yeah, you're good. Okay,
cool. I'm like looking at the screen here, and it's got your YouTube video, and I can see you talking, and I'm like, it was tripping me out for a second. But basically, the FBA offer, you don't want to drop it to the point where you're losing money, but you want to reprice as much as possible to ensure a good sell-through rate. Because if your sell-through rate is high, then what's going to happen is Amazon's going to allow you to send in more books. So you want to be aggressive with that, and you want to reprice as often as you can. And I reprice like 12 times a day now. I have a repricer that works for me, and all my students, I give access to my repricer. So if you guys enroll in the program, literally I walk you through step by step how to set up your repricer the same way that I've set up mine.
Awesome. Yep. So repricing, I knew that answer, but way more in depth than I would have known. Hal is asking about hand scanners. So we've seen everybody with them around their wrists or in their palms or whatever. KDC is one that I have. I've had it for a while. So what do you think about hand scanners versus phones?
Totally. I think if you're serious about this business, get a hand scanner immediately. I recommend the Notamu scanner. It's a scanner that, it's cheap. It's on Amazon Prime. I like ordering Amazon Prime for obvious reasons. We were talking about earlier. And, it's simple stuff. You want to be able to get the ISBN, the UPC into your phone. And so at the end of the day, I don't care if you spend $300 on a scanner, if you spend $30 on a scanner, the Notamu has been the cheapest one that I've found. So that's why I recommend that. But you can literally scan 4 to 5 times faster if you have a Bluetooth scanner. So highly recommend that. You're going to be able to get way more profit way faster.
Yep. Monica, how much do boxes normally weigh? So I'll start the beginning of this and you can pick it up. Books usually weigh 1 pound to 1.5 pounds on average. 1.2, 1.3 pounds is your typical average. So, boxes, I feel safe sending in 40, 50-pound boxes. When you get up to 60 and 70 pounds, you start kind of getting to the upper limits of what I feel comfortable shipping. Yeah. So usually that's about a box of 50. If you're 50 books weigh a pound, pound and a half, you're talking about 60 pounds. So that's what
you don't want to go heavy. It's bad news. I run restrictedinventory.com. So we receive shipments from all different types of people, and some people don't know how to pack boxes very well. And some people will send us a ton of books in a box, even just like 55, 60 pounds, and we will receive empty boxes. And so what happens is people fill boxes up too heavy. They don't pack it good. They ship it to Amazon, and then UPS probably loses them on the way. And it's not UPS's fault. It's the person's fault for filling the box overweight, and they didn't pack it correctly.
Yeah. Yeah. 40, 50 pounds is typically generally my limit. I just bulk purchased some jeans that are actually sitting here in my office, and they were like 78 pounds and the boxes were almost apart. I'm like, oh, I had to count them all, and thankfully they were all there. But yeah, so generally 40 pounds is where I don't feel comfortable anymore after that. So,
right.
Can't send in over 50-pound boxes. Yeah, so there are limits. Like USPS and UPS have limits on boxes. Amazon's warehouse, so it's not terrible though. But 50-pound box max to Amazon is typically it. I think that's why we did do the 40-50, because I think we tried a 60-pound back in the day, and they were like, no 60 pounds. Carrie, thank you. We just saw Carrie's order come in. Appreciate that, Carrie. The name of the scanner in the chat, how do you spell it? They're trying to search.
NADAMOO. It's a very strange name. Nadamu. It's a Nadamu Mini.
Yeah, and that one, what's the running price, give or take on that?
I think it's down to like 48 now.
Pretty good. That's a really good price. The one I bought was 120. So
yeah, I think honestly, like 1 out of 10 times you'll order the scanner and it won't work, but it's not a big deal because you can return it for free and get a new one. So I recommend this over paying like $300 for a brand new KDC or Opticon. I just think it's not right to pay that much.
Yeah, especially not when you're first getting started. If you want to upgrade stuff later, once you're rolling along, you're certainly welcome to. But
definitely,
just get what you need to get rolling, right? And moving along.
I think there's this weird thing where people think like in order to start a business, they need to spend a bunch of money to start. Like, oh yeah, I'm running a real business. I'm paying all this money. I paid $300 for my LLC. I got the business shirts made. I got the business cards, and it's like, no, start lean as possible. Yep. Don't buy anything. Starting out, like keep it very, like literally just buy what you need to. Like that's it. Like if you can keep your business at $0, do that.
Yep. Storage fees, Stephanie West. Let's talk about storage fees for Amazon. So if I don't know if we mentioned it, I think you may have, but when you do send into Amazon, they do store your items, and there is a fee associated with that. Now the app and the softwares and programs will all take that into account when it's telling you the profit and whether to buy or sell. They are smart, believe it or not. They do know that. So talk just for a minute about that.
Yeah. So the apps, like you said, you can click on profit and it breaks down what you would pay in storage fees. They're not much. It's like a couple cents a book per month. And then once a year, they will charge a heftier fee. But the way we reprice, and that I recommend my students reprice, you're not really going to keep books for that long. I don't think that's a good business model to run. I don't think you should be storing books for a year at Amazon. We move stuff, if you want to hold on, if you think a book won't sell for a couple years, just keep it at your house and list it on eBay and Amazon. But the storage fees they're not a huge issue because we sell most of our inventory in the first 3 to 4 months. You should sell 20% of your inventory every month. So that leaves about 5 months to sell everything. And anything you don't sell, we're automatically going to get rid of. You will not sell 20% of your inventory, just to be very forward with you guys. Expect to sell 80% of what you send in, which is great. 20% won't sell, 80% will. And then, every 5 months, it's brand new inventory. You're not dealing with the same stuff sitting there for months. That's how you pay a lot in storage fees. But the storage fees, they're not a huge issue. It's just a couple cents per book each month. Yeah,
long-term storage should be almost nil, if any. So do you wrap your books first, or do you stick labels right on the books?
Just we just label them. We don't do any special prep. We don't.
So they're sticking on And then all the books go in the box, tape the box shut, stick your shipping label on.
Exactly. Yeah. We label you cover up the barcode, the existing barcode, you cover it up and then send it in, put it in a box, send it to Amazon.
Yep. Okay. What do you do with duds?
So the best way, the easiest way, there's a bunch of creative ways you can monetize duds. I don't recommend doing that. I think you should be spending most of your time focusing on finding better books for Amazon FBA. I don't think you should be spending all your time trying to monetize duds. That's not my business model. I think what you should do is just schedule a simple Salvation Army Goodwill pickup and be done with it. Literally just call them up and say, hey, I have 3 boxes or 3 pallets or whatever it is of books. Call the one that you don't go to. If you go to Goodwill all the time, call Salvation Army. If you go to Salvation Army all the time, call Goodwill. And they will come to you and they'll pick them up, they'll load them up in the truck, and they'll get rid of them. You know, and that'll save you an hour instead of having to go drive. You could sell them to recyclers for like 4 cents a pound. Sometimes recyclers pay, sometimes they don't. But I wouldn't even stress that. I just clear your space out and focus on getting more books. Don't waste your time, trying to squeeze an extra $20 out of your trash books.
Yeah, I actually got that question about some of the stuff that I do, like clothing and other things. We'll let it go. People always ask, like, how long do you let it go? It depends on what it is, depends on my investment, depends on the potential. But if it gets to the point where I'm not really making any money, it doesn't make sense, and it's just clogging up like log term or eBay fees or whatever, we'll put together. We try to do it once a year, sometimes twice a year, like inventory audits, and then just have somebody come pick it up. We have Salvation Army pickups here. We have Purple Heart. We have all kinds of stuff where you just call them up and say, hey, I got 3 boxes, like you said, books. And they'll say, we'll be there tomorrow. Put it on the porch. Done.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. So, Adam, no, my normal show is at 9, Adam, but we did it early today because I had somebody on. So we had to do 7 o'clock. So, Adam, if you missed it, please do check out the rewind. And speaking of that, if any of you are watching the replay, you weren't able to join us from 7 to 8:30, and you have questions, comments, or concerns, you can comment in the comment section down below, and I will go through them like I do every night. Or you can email the support team. What's that email? I'm going to put it in the chat.
It's bookbusinessblueprint@gmail.com.
@gmail.com. And then also, of course, my email is rockstarflipper@gmail.com if you need anything. And the link to the website is in the description box below. We're almost running. The clock has got to be ticking down on that.
We got 28 minutes and 50 seconds left.
28 minutes. And don't forget, in addition to all the bonuses that you're getting from them, I'm going to throw it into anybody who takes it seriously. We will help you. We will get you rolling. There's the money back guarantee. There's the $700 triggers that you can just get rolling immediately that has the double payment. So look, there's a lot of incentive. There's a whole bunch of good and upside and a whole bunch of downside. Just know that you're going to put your head down. You're going to do the work. You're going to put in the time, and you will see the results. It's always, you get what you put in, of course. But
exactly. I like to ask people, worst case scenario, if all this did was give you the skill to consistently take $100 and turn it into $1,000 every week, whenever you wanted to. Obviously, you got to put the work in, but you have the skill. If you need to, you can take $100 bill and turn it into $1,000. If that's all this gave you, would it be worth it? If all this did was give you a hobby that makes you money, would it be worth it? If all this did was allow you to make money anywhere in the United States, wherever you are, Hawaii, Alaska, New England, wherever. I don't know if Guam has books or not. Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Those are probably the 2 places you might not be able to do this. But everywhere else, just going in thrift stores, post it on NextDoor, post it on Craigslist. Would it be worth it? You can make money on vacation. You can make money. Maybe you're working somewhere, you're traveling, wherever you are, you can make money. And that's pretty exciting. Like having the confidence of just knowing, okay, bills were tough last month. I need an extra $1,200, and knowing that you can make it work by just working, an extra few hours every week. That's a good skill to have.
It is. And knowing that somebody else is going to handle all of your shipping, all of your handling, your packing, just somebody else is handling 50% of the business or more, like 60, 70%. It's ridiculous. Amazon, whoever sat down, I know it was Bezos, but whoever sat down with him and was like, this is a great idea. Like, kudos to them, right?
Right.
So you said Amazon will put labels on. Does that mean you just pack the box? You can. So they'll charge you 30. Is it 30 cents? 30 cents.
Now it's 30 cents. Yeah.
Yeah, 30 cents per label is the new Jesus. It used to be like 15 cents.
I know. Yeah.
So,
and when I started, it was 20 cents. But yeah, you've been doing this longer than I.
yeah. So you can certainly pay that if you want. It doesn't take a long time. A box of 40 books, you can just slap labels on pretty quick. So I'm with Avery, like, cut your costs, do the best that you can. But if you want to pay him for it, yeah, 30 cents a book. It'll add up though. It'll add up. So keep it.
Yeah. It's one of those things, like, if you just want to try it out, it's not going to be that bad. Like, send in your first 100 books, you're paying $30. But if every year you're sending in 10,000 books, do you really want to pay 3,000? Extra?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I also want to throw this in. This is a weekly book tracker, and this gives you, like, this shows you reality. So if whatever business you're running, you need to look at reality. Like, it's great to say, oh, I want to sell, 1 million on Amazon or 100,000, whatever your goals are. But at the end of the day, what's the reality? What's the reality of the work that it's going to take, the effort to put into it? Like, what do you really have to do in order to realize those numbers that you're saying? And so whatever your number is, let's say you want to sell 280,000. Okay, let's take a step back and see what that work actually looks like. What this spreadsheet allows you to do is set goals that way. So maybe you only have a few hours a week to dedicate to your book business. So set a weekly goal. On average, what do you want to? How many books do you want to source each week? So you can do it that way. You can set a goal. How many books do you want to source each week? Or you can say, I want to make an extra 24,000 this year. I want to make an extra 24,000 from the side hustle. How many books do I need to source a week for that? And if you source, I think it's either 50 or 100 books a week. I forget the exact number now. You will end up with an extra $24,396. Now, of course, that's approximate. You're not going to get exactly that much, but on average, selling books at $22, which is most of my students' average sales price comes out to about $22. You can realistically expect your profit. I'm not talking about sales. Your profit to be $24,396 as long as you're consistent. Now, I did this exercise a few months ago with my business, using this same exact weekly book tracker that you guys will get access to. Again, this is only available for the next 23 minutes. So if you guys want to get this, enroll now. Go to book-biz.com/Casey. This is usually $100 value. What I put together a mini course of all these different videos on how to get a realistic glimpse at your goals and your business and really set the pace for the year. I know we're midway through the year right now, but set a pace for the next year of your life to get a side hustle that actually generates extra income. Again, this is only available for people who purchase in the next 23 minutes and 20 seconds. But this has been valuable for me. And what I was about to say is I did this. I actually used this spreadsheet. It's a spreadsheet and videos is what you'll get access to. A spreadsheet and videos on how to use it. And I did it for my business, and I saw that I could make literally $350,000 profit if I was able to reach my goal of, I think it was, currently I'm doing about 1,000 books a week. But if I amp that up to 2,000 books a week at my current prices, I could do, it was over 350,000 profit each year. So I'm already into the six figures selling used books. Just selling used books profit each year. But if I wanted to step it up to the next level, which I do, obviously, then what I need to do is hit those numbers. So this gives you a glimpse into, what's the word I'm looking for? It gives you, it shows you reality. It makes you really look at it rather than just, because you know how it is. Like, people are like, oh, I want to do this much. And it's like, oh, okay, how much inventory are you going to source? How many clients are you going to land? Like, whatever your business is, you need to break it down to a weekly basis to see what you're actually going to do and how you're going to do it.
We do that on my channel all the time. Somebody's like, I want to make $1,000 a week. Okay, sweet. And I'm operating at 45%. So I need to sell $2,200, and I'm selling 22 books. My average price is $22. So I know that I need to sell 100 books a week, which comes out to, whatever, like 15 a day, 14, 15 a day. And my sell-through rate is X. So I need to have X amount of books in stock. So I need to source X amount of books. I break it down for people. So that'll be really good for them. When people see like, oh, I want to make 100 grand for the year, as opposed to you just need to make $260 a day, they're like, oh, okay. All right. Well, that's a little more, realistic. So what's the most common condition of books you send into FBA? I know we try to under promise, over deliver.
Yep. I send a lot of good. I'm a big believer in, when I was doing this on my own, and now my listers last year, they worked an average of 90 hours a week. All my employees, if you added all their hours together, they worked 90 hours a week. And when I started, I just wanted to get stuff out as quickly as possible. Like, I'm not blowing smoke when I said I was in South Carolina and I packed 1,000 books in just a few hours and shipped them out. I came up with the 10X listing method, which everyone will get access to who enrolls in the program. But I wanted to ship stuff out quickly. So I didn't have time to do like new, very good. And so I just did everything as good. And if it wasn't good, I would downgrade it to acceptable. And that's the only time I would ever change the condition, was when it was acceptable. But now, some of my team members are much more detail oriented, and they actually like, listing stuff as very good, like new. And I'm like, okay, fine. If you guys want to do that, do it. But I think, my advice for people is always just list good, and then if it's not good condition, list acceptable, but don't freak out about the like new. Because if you're going to list something as like new, it better be like new.
Yeah. Or it's just going to come back. You're going to kill yourself.
Right. Yeah. So that's my advice.
Rich, I wouldn't put that I've never put that something came from a library or anything if I sold that. I just don't think it's necessary. Just stick to the condition and stick to what's important. And,
you can put X library. We do have X library condition notes. That is one of the reasons you will get refunds. So, with our listing software, we just have X library, and we click that note and it automatically throws it in each time.
So there you go. Just got approved this afternoon for Amazon Pro. This is thrift tripping. And now you have a live, everything falling into place. Sometimes it just works out that way. So congrats, thrift tripping, on the Amazon Pro account. How long, I'm just curious, people that are signing up now, how long is it taking for you guys to get your accounts? Because it does take a few days for Amazon to approve your bank information and your business and all that stuff. So that's the other thing, guys. Jump on tonight right away. If you are, we're coming up to a holiday weekend. So if you're planning on, getting rolling, just make yourself the next 4-day plan. You got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Have a nice, relaxing weekend. Spend some time, doing some research. This will give you, a lot of you this weekend, to go through a lot of the course information if you do sign up for it. And then you can get rolling next week, and your account will be approved or close to it, and you'll be off to the races.
Yeah, the first video in the course, we teach you how to set up your Amazon account. And people screw up a lot of things with it. So we make sure you don't make those mistakes, because that can delay the process.
Yeah.
More, making sure your bank statement is correct and the address matches, all little things like that. You don't want to delay any of that, because Amazon, they take their sweet time. They actually require people to do a Zoom call interview now, which is obviously it's good and bad. It's bad because it takes more of your time and it's more hoops to jump through. It's actually good because they give you a account rep as well. Yep. So now you have an account rep to work with, which for
the old OGs never existed, I assure you.
I know, yeah. Where are our account reps at?
Yeah, it's improved a lot. So another reason to use Amazon. Back in the day, man, it would be an act of God to get somebody on the phone and all. They didn't actually give me a rep. Started in 13. Sometime it was either 16 or 17. I finally did $250,000 in sales on Amazon, like 260 or 280 or something. And they're like, oh, here's a rep. I'm like, 4 years later, like, thanks. So it's gotten better. Yeah, I can't imagine. But yeah, so now I do have an Amazon rep, even though I didn't even hit that number last year because of some other stuff. Us moving out of I moved out of a house. I lived in a hotel for 6 months. So I didn't really work all that much. It was great. But my FBA still made money. See, I was living in a hotel and I still had stuff at FBA still making money. It made it hard to sort and refill, but it still was making me money. So thank God for that, because that helped pay for that whole shenanigan ridiculousness. So, yeah, I got delayed because my license did not match my business address. Those are mistakes that are common. Things not matching, things not, being spelled right, all this weird. I saw somebody get delayed because it wasn't a visible enough scan. Like they said it was a blurry scan or something.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. They said upgrade your phone.
Yeah, exactly. Upgrade your phone. So yeah, they'll help you as part of it get through all of that as well. So this is a great weekend to start it. What do we got left on the?
We got 16 minutes and 18 seconds left for everything you guys see on the screen. From the graphics, literally, you can download the graphics. You can paste them on NextDoor, copy and paste them, and you can either put your phone number. If you're not comfortable putting your phone number, just put message me on the app, and you'll get tons of leads. Just do that once a week. Casey knows about this. Like if you want to be consistent and get consistent viewers and consistent subscribers on YouTube, you got to post frequently. In a book business, if you want to get books consistently, you have to post on these different platforms in order to get leads. Otherwise, books aren't just going to come to you. That's what you're going to get. Number one, that's a $297 value. You're also going to get the weekly book tracker in order to set a goal for your business, whether your goal is to make an extra $20,000 profit, or if you want to do this full time and make $120,000 a year, whatever your goals are, you can literally type that in and see how many books would you need to source every single week. And this factors in like average sell price, average sell-through rate. You should sell about 5% of your inventory each week, 20% a month. It factors in all of that. So it's a very realistic tool to see how much money could this business actually make you. You're going to get direct access to our private community. This is a $497 value. You'll get my complete repricing template A to Z, so you don't have to worry about repricing and losing money on books. This is a $197 value. You'll get access to all my super awesome King Walrus sourcing strategies that built my $1.5 million book business. My business is always growing, so I'm always trying to keep up on these slides, but it's at 1.5 million lifetime sales as of now. It's a $497 value. Bonus number one is everyone who joins the program is going to get a exclusive monthly coaching call with me. So that means like just you guys and me. We usually have anywhere from 50 to 100 faces show up live, and you guys can come on, ask questions, and we can just converse back and forth. And usually I have a topic that I talk about. So something really important, whether it's sourcing books. Usually it's revolved around sourcing books, and then we'll open up Q&A. Everybody shares their experience, motivates each other. Hey, I'm from North Carolina and I did 5,000 in sales last month and I'm looking to scale. And then, a nurse from Pennsylvania sees the nurse from North Carolina and they're like, oh, she's doing it. I can do this as well. So it's really cool to be in that environment and see different types of people, all different skin colors, all different ages. Like I said, even somebody on oxygen, take action and get results. Bonus number two is, we already went over that, the weekly book tracker. The top two bonuses are going to expire in 13 minutes. Everything you see below in blue is part of the program. You guys will get that stuff, except for bonus number two. The slides are screwed up. But the top two, the weekly book tracker and the graphics, those will expire in 13 minutes. So make sure to go through Casey's link. Go to book-biz.com/Casey to take advantage of this offer. The total value comes out to $1,879, but you can get started for just $147 today. That's 3 payments of $147 spaced 30 days apart starting today, or you can pay in full for $397 and be done with it.
Yep. So there is a couple word of advice. Yeah, know the terms. Amazon does not play. They'll cover all of that. There's a lot of things that you do have to learn with Amazon, but let me tell you, once it gets going, it is the easiest platform to list on, scan. People spend all day listing 10, 15 items on eBay. You can list hundreds of items on Amazon books so quick. Just scan, click, go. Scan, click, go. And once you have a process, you'll just bang out. Because I know people just heard you say 1,000 books a week. They're like, oh my God, how is that even possible? It's not. Look, you can sit and scan 20, 30 books while you're having lunch, sitting on your couch, like easy. So, scanning 100 books a day is really not that much work. Trust me.
Yeah, and it's like, and this is a big part of the end of the course is I talk about scaling. and I talk about taking your business to the next level and focusing on systems rather than doing everything yourself. Yes, it's great going out and having the freedom of doing this on your own, but the real freedom comes in building systems to where your business operates without you. I source 1,000 books a week, but I don't touch any of them. I don't list any of them. I don't reprice any of them. It's all done, and that's amazing that, I'm able to do that. And I'm able to do that because of Amazon FBA. Yes, I'd find a way if Amazon FBA didn't exist, but 90% of the systems, from customer service to fulfillment to storage, all of that is done. So it makes it like now I have to focus on the other 10%, which is just finding the books and repricing the books,
Yep. That's what I was saying earlier, 67, it's actually 80-90% of the business that they handle. So yeah, really good point there. So we're probably under 10 minutes now. We're going to,
it's 10 minutes, 54 seconds.
There you go. So run out of time there. If there's any other questions, is that sending them in, or do you, Susan, FBA is you sending to Amazon's warehouse? So we don't do any of the FBM anymore. 3 main reasons. 1, clearly the storage. You don't take up all the room at your place. 2, the items are going to sell for more money because Prime people will pay more for the convenience. And 3, they're going to sell faster because, again, people that want stuff and they want it right now are going to buy it. So 3 perks of using FBA's warehouse that just is unmatched. It was an absolutely genius idea. It was a genius business model, and it works for both of Bezos and Amazon and us.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't know, after even pre-pandemic, but now definitely after, third-party sellers accounted for 48% of all sales on Amazon in 2019. Last year, when they hit 400 billion, it went up into the 50%, and now they're estimating it could be over 60%.
It's crazy.
60% of all Amazon sales are because of people like us right here.
Yeah, and that's wild. They're not even selling. To me, it's actually kind of crazy to think that they sell 40% of their products. Like that kind of blows my mind. I'm like, wow, they still sell 40%. It's almost because I just know how big some sellers are, third-party sellers using Amazon.com, and I'm like, Amazon can keep up with that. It's
and it kind of works as like a mirror reflection for us, because so we talk about, okay, Amazon's going to do 80% of the work for us. Well, they're probably on their end looking at us going, hey, we'll handle all the logistics, because Amazon's a giant logistics company at the end of the day. They're a sales and logistics company. They want to sell stuff. They want to sell, but they have perfected the logistics. So they're like, we'll handle that. You just go find us the inventory and funnel it to us. Just keep the inventory flowing, and we'll handle the rest. So we're all like, hey, we'll love to get the inventory. You handle the rest. And they're like, hey, we'll handle the rest. You get us the inventory. So it's a win-win. They love it, and it works for us.
And we're spoiled rotten, like people complain about Amazon. Amazon sellers are like, oh my gosh, my inventory isn't active in 3 hours. I just sent it out the door and it's not active in 3 days, or it takes 3 weeks to get active, and they're upset about it. I'm like, do you guys realize that Amazon is doing all of the work? You try managing a warehouse of people. Try managing one person. Try having one person work in your garage and see how much you can squeeze out of them. And so Amazon is doing all the work for you. So like, you don't have to do any of that stuff. You don't have to worry about managing people. And of course, if you want to scale, you will eventually need to hire people. But there's people that have reached 7 figures selling on Amazon by themselves, without hiring help. How are they able to do that? You couldn't, if you had to do everything yourself, like fulfillment, all that stuff, customer service, there's no way these sellers could reach 7 figures alone. They're not really alone. They're using Amazon FBA. They're using Bezos's army. And so just know, guys, when you start using Amazon FBA, you're extremely spoiled rotten, because all of the logistics are handled. You already have 20 employees working for you, and those employees have a boss, and you're not the boss they have to report to. It's just like I think a lot of people take it for granted, and they don't realize how fortunate we really are to have that program.
And a lot of you that don't sell on Amazon yet or haven't made the jump yet, like once you figure it out and you get on there and you're on it, you're gonna be like, oh my God, I should have done this so long ago.
Yeah.
tell you how many people watch my channel that finally 2 years ago, 3 years ago, last year, whatever, took the leap, did it, and they're like, all I did was sit here and think about Amazon every day, and finally I did it. And I'm like, I told you 2 years ago, I told you last year, and I don't want you guys to be here next year with me telling you I said last year. Remember that time I had Avery and Romer the Romer on my channel, and you just, so, you know, don't miss out. Don't, what do they call that? What is that? That fear of,
yeah, FOMO.
FOMO, yeah, fear of missing out. Yeah, you've missed out long enough. Make it, you know, this weekend today. It's a new month, a new quarter, the official second half of the year now. Why not make this second half of the year, you know, way better than the first half? Amazon can make it happen for you. I've made so much money over the years on Amazon. I'm going to be pumping more now that I'm settled in the house. Finally, I'm going to be pumping more inventory into them, books, video games, everything. So books are just the beginning. You can always, you know, once you get this down, you can expand to other, you know, niches as well. And this could be your opening to learn the business, because books are easy. Let's be honest. They're not hard to scan, price, go, scan, price, go. So
exactly.
Yep.
We got 5 minutes and 40 seconds left. I just realized that the screen's not up anymore.
Oh, let me pop it up. Oh.
Yeah. So I was, I don't know how many slides I talked about when it wasn't up.
Oh, I had it up for a few minutes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is something that Rake and Profit is throwing in. This is a limited time offer as well. These are 17 of his ebooks. He usually charges $700 for these. For anyone that doesn't know, Steve is a 50% owner of our program, the Book Business Blueprint, and that's why he has incentive, you know, to help people out and throw this in. If you're wondering why the heck is Steve randomly throwing in $700 worth of ebooks, that's why. So he wants your success as well. So if you guys enroll in the next 5 minutes, you will get access to $700 worth of these ebooks that teach you exactly how to go into thrift stores and get different toy brands that sell for a lot, different clothing brands, belts, like literally everything. You go to any section and open up these books and say, oh, you know, Steve says buy this brand. You know, he's flipped so many different niche brands for clothing. And I don't know why Steve's into women's clothes, but he is, and he's gotten really good at flipping these items. So it's just helpful to be able to open up a book from somebody who actually has knowledge in the space and go through and see, oh, this is the brand I should be looking for, instead of just guessing, you know? Yeah. So these are thrown in on top. And again, these are available for the next, let's see, we have 3 minutes, 59 seconds left. So anybody that goes to book-biz.com/Casey, you will also be getting these free books as well.
Yep. And all of the videos I create for, you know, any of you that don't know or Romer, the videos I put together, the private videos in my my send out are all social media, Instagram, Facebook, the groups, everything, how to like use these platforms to network and find more inventory, to find different places, like, you know, how I used to use Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and all this stuff. So all the videos cover that. They also cover like all my back end stuff, how I track like my cost of goods, how I track all that stuff. So I'll give you all those videos, access to all those private videos that are for members only, and into the private Facebook group where you can talk about social media. Because a lot of my viewers like to, you know, monitor social media. Instagram is a great place to source. I source a boatload of merchandise off of there. I had somebody offer me pallets of books off of Instagram while I was in the resort. I couldn't take them because we were living in a hotel. And so I passed them along to one of my viewers that's in my Facebook group, and they actually bought 4 pallets for $400. It was local in their area, and they sold it for like $4,000.
Wow.
So, yeah, they killed it on that. And I knew I could have, but I was living in a hotel, so waiting on my house to be built. So yeah, that social media little bundle that I'm going to throw in for you guys is awesome little way to learn how to, you know, reach out to people like that inside of groups and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and everywhere. So that's an extra for you guys too, on top of Steve's bundle that he just threw in. And of course, all of the other perks that you've seen, probably under 3 minutes. And when we sign out of here, that's going to be it for the extras. The link will still be up, but 3 minutes. And
yeah. So what you guys see on the screen now is the fast action bonuses. And these are the ones that are going to expire in about, let's see, we have 2 minutes left. So anybody that takes action now, you're going to get the graphics. Literally, you can just paste these in Facebook Marketplace, NextDoor, OfferUp. Like, there's so many different apps you can post these in and get leads for books for free, and get leads for textbooks, which are the most valuable books. You can sell textbooks for 150 plus oftentimes. You're going to get the weekly book tracker, which teaches you exactly how to set goals, and more importantly, what you need to do to accomplish those goals. How many books you need to source every single week. So if your income goal is 24,000, it goes over how many books do you need to source to reach that. If your income goal is 100,000, how many books do you need to source to reach that? And then also Steve's ebooks. He's got 17 ebooks. It's the university reselling bundle of how to go into various sections of the store, from toys to women clothing to he does electronics, literally everything. You can go in and find these products and flip them for, buy them for 10, flip them for 50. And he shows you how to do all of this in these books. So this is going to expire in 50 seconds. 50. And since I just jumped up on you guys with that, we will give a little bit of grace period, since you guys are running out fast and I don't have the timer. Since the timer's running out fast, I don't have the timer on the screen. We will give, my team's listening right now, they'll give a little bit of a grace period for anyone who is currently checking out.
So the link description box below, I just put it in the chat again. So use either of those links. It's super quick and easy. Just click on it and then it'll just ask you all of your information. It is book-biz.com/Casey, Casey, my first name. book-biz.com/Casey. Two great options. You can just take care of it all in one big swift payment, or you can start today, 147, 30 days and 60 days. You'll have 1 and 2 more on that. So either option works. Get started over the holiday weekend. I know a lot of you have some free time, so now's the time. You can get your Amazon account started, and that timer is expiring. Like I said, we'll give you a few more minutes as well. I'll put the link one more time. And if you're watching this replay at a later date and time that is not Thursday, July 1st between 7 and 9 p.m., please still use the link. You'll still get a lot of great products. The course itself will more than pay for it. And rockstarflipper@gmail.com, or you can email the team over there at it's book. What's the Gmail?
Book Biz. We have like 10 different emails, but the main one is bookbusinessblueprint@gmail.com.
I'll add that to the description box too as well. After.
Perfect.
Yeah, the one last question we got in there from Cross is, can you do this with FBM? You can, but FBA is absolutely going to maximize your profits, your speed, your scalability, and your storage. So if you want to get the course, dip your feet in FBM and get started, and then rotate over to FBA, that's always an option. I've had quite a few people do that, actually. They just want to get the hang of shipping it themselves and learning to source. They use the content and the material to learn to source, and then they get going on FBA.
Yeah, FBM it's a good skill to have. It's if you can FBM, you're going to be much more confident, selling on Amazon, because if you run out of storage FBA, which is a possibility, you can also have FBM. But FBA is just amazing because of the prime bump, because of you don't have to do too much work. If you don't have that much time, if you don't have time to ship orders every day, FBA is a way to go. And, there's people selling millions FBA, and including, you and I, like if you took over the years, we've both sold millions on Amazon, and, we don't have a ton of employees. I have a few employees now, but there's so many people that just don't have employees, and they have these businesses that they're able to scale because of FBA.
Yep. Back in the day, it was just the two of us, me and my fiance, that did pretty much everything. She sat and scanned. I was running all over town buying stuff. I didn't have all the access to this material. And then after that fact, we had an employee for a long time. There was 3 of us. I've always usually had at least a temporary help or temporary employee on off part-time. And then now, since we moved, it's back to the 2 of us. And I had my brother doing a lot of work. And now we partnered. We have a partner, starring Keith from Pittsburgh, who are moving here in a couple of weeks, actually. And so now we all work together. So there's 4 of us working together now. But it can be done with just 1 of you, 2 of you. It's scalable. That's why the scalability. I keep saying it, scalability. If you want to make more than just what you can do sitting on your butt in the middle of the floor, you got to take advantage of Amazon's facilities. That's why they're there. That's why they spend, was it $2.5 billion on real estate property taxes last year? Something stupid. So that we don't have to.
Exactly. They're growing like crazy. And, the people who are learning this skill of selling on Amazon, they're the ones that are going to do good over the next few years.
They're only going to get bigger. Amazon's not going anywhere. Bezos is stepping down as CEO, but man, there's a reason, because he knows it's on autopilot. So he'll keep collecting money and getting richer, and we can all get a piece of that pie. So I'm going to pop the graphic up one more time for you guys. Thank you, everyone who did join and stick with us till the end. If you are here to the end and you do sign up for it, email me the receipt, and I will, like I said, free giveaway of my items to anyone who does it, and I will send them to you in the emails. Thanks for all the great questions, and let me put the link in here for you guys one more time. It is down in the description box also as well if you're watching the replay. Take advantage of the long weekend, guys. Take advantage of this opportunity, and make sure you reach out to Avery and Steve and thank them for their time. Let me pop him back up on the page right there. Thank them for their time. Of course, I want to thank you for your time being here. We spent 2 hours with everyone, helping the audience. Hopefully, if nothing else, it puts that seed in your guys' brain, and you'll take us up on the offer, be it today, tonight, this weekend, or maybe even in the coming weeks. We're here. You can email us, either one of us. Their email I'll put in the description box. Mine, of course, rockstarflipper@gmail.com. We can get you the links anytime you need, and we're here to help. If there's anything you want to add, you want to throw out there?
That's it, guys. Just go out there, take action, make it happen. That's the most important thing. Whatever you do, take action. Do something, because this is real. People are actually
number one piece of advice. Number one piece of advice. You just said it. If you just sit there and do nothing, you'll get nothing. If you put in the work, you put in the action, you get what you need, get the support, get the help, and make it work, you will get out what you put in. Always, always. So invest in yourself, invest in business, invest in knowledge, and you'll make the money, guys. You won't have to ask me how to do it ever again, I promise you. So thank you, Avery. Thanks, Steve, even though he's not here. Thank you, Steve, wherever you are. And up in cold Connecticut. But we'll see you guys next time. I'm sure we'll have Avery back in the future. I think that's all we got for tonight, and the links are there. Any questions, comments? Yeah, questions, comments, concerns down below or in the email. And we'll see you all on the next one, and I'll see the rest of you guys this weekend. Good night, guys.
Thanks so much, Casey.